My son-in-law asked if his brother could stay with us for a while due to financial problems. I immediately sensed that something was wrong. His eyes were shining not with gratitude, but with greed. When my daughter left for work, I pretended that I was also going out on business, but in fact, I sat down to watch the house. Suddenly, an elderly neighbor tapped me on the shoulder. "It'll start in half an hour. Just wait." He was right. What I saw made me close my eyes in horror. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what time it is where you are now. The roast came out perfect. 20 years of cooking for one teaches you timing, if nothing else. I pulled the pan from the oven, set it on the stovetop, and heard Quincy's truck in the driveway. Early. He wasn't supposed to arrive until 7:30. The front door opened without a knock. Quincy's voice carried through the hallway. Too loud. Too animated. "Dad? You home?" "Kitchen." I wiped my hands on the towel. He came around the corner with another man trailing behind. Stranger. Mid-30s, maybe 40. Leather jacket, jeans, eyes moving across my living room like he was taking inventory. "Dad, this is my brother Jasper. Jasper, meet Alonzo. Look, I know this is sudden, but—" My fingers stopped mid-fold on the dish towel. "Brother? I thought you only had a sister in Phoenix." "Half-brother. Different dads. We reconnected last year at—" The stranger stepped forward, hand extended. "Family reunion. Been meaning to visit. Quincy talks about you all the time." I shook his hand. Firm grip, confident. "That right? Funny, he never mentioned you. What's your last name, Jasper?" "Hicks. Mom remarried twice. You know how it goes." Quincy pulled out his wallet, fumbled with it, showed me a driver's license too casually, the gesture itself wrong. Who proves their brother's identity? I glanced at the card. Jasper Hicks. Different last name confirmed. The license went back in Quincy's pocket before I could study the photo closely. Locksmith hobby. Right. And I'm secretly an astronaut who fixes satellites in my spare time. "Well," I turned back to the stove. "Dinner's ready. Set another place, Quincy." Ramona came down the stairs as we moved to the dining room. My daughter wore yoga pants and an oversized sweater, hair pulled back, no makeup. She froze at the bottom step when she saw Jasper. "Honey, this is Quincy's brother, Jasper. He's staying a few days." Her face didn't change, but her hand tightened on the banister. "Oh, hi." Dinner started quiet. I carved the roast, passed plates. Jasper ate with his mouth half open, making appreciative sounds. "This is amazing, seriously. You cook like this every night?" "When I have company." "So, Jasper, Quincy mentioned financial troubles?" Quincy's fork clattered against his plate. "Did I? I don't think I—" "Oh, nothing serious." Jasper wiped his mouth. "Just between jobs, you know. Freelance work dried up." "What line of work?" "Consulting. Business consulting. Tech sector, mostly." "Tech sector in what city?" Quincy interrupted, voice pitched high. "Hey, is that coffee cake I smell? Did you make your famous recipe?" No coffee cake. The kitchen smelled like roast and potatoes. I looked at my son-in-law. Sweat beaded along his hairline despite the air conditioning running. His laugh came half a second too late at my joke about the neighbor's cat. Ramona dropped her fork when I mentioned my sister's estate money. Her hand trembled, picking it up. Jasper's eyes scanned the dining room. He touched my antique mechanical puzzle box on the shelf, fingers running along the carved edges like he knew exactly what it was worth. If this is my son-in-law's brother, evolution took a wrong turn somewhere. After dinner, Jasper complimented the house. "Nice place. Real nice." "Real nice?" This guy talks like he's casing jewelry stores in a bad heist movie. "Thanks." "Ramona, help me with dishes?" She shook her head. "Headache. Going to bed early?" It was 8:15. Quincy showed Jasper to the guest room. I heard them talking, voices low, urgent rhythm to the conversation, then silence. Then Quincy's footsteps on the stairs, Ramona's door closing, house settling into night sounds. I sat in the living room at 11:45 with bourbon in a rocks glass. Lights off, blinds cracked to let streetlight in. Couldn't shake the wrongness crawling under my skin. 37 years performing close-up magic taught you to read people. Misdirection works both ways. I knew when I was being set up for a trick. My phone buzzed. Text from Lavinia, my younger daughter in Seattle. I thumbed out a reply. Quincy brought home a brother I never heard about. Something feels off. Response came quick. Brother? He told me he's an only child, except Sarah. Exactly, says half-brother. Different last name. Ramona acting strange, too. Want me to fly down? Not yet. Might be nothing. We'll keep you posted. But it wasn't nothing. I killed the bourbon, set the glass on the side table, went upstairs to my bedroom, but didn't change into pajamas. Sat on the bed edge in slacks and button-down, listening to the house breathe around me. Old magician's insomnia kicking in. Stage performances ran late. Threw off sleep cycles. 40 years later, my body still expected to be performing at midnight instead of sleeping. 12:15. Creaking sound from downstairs. Specific creak. Second floorboard in the hallway near my study. That board always complained when you stepped on it, no matter how carefully. I stood, bare feet silent on hardwood, moved to the stairs, descended slow, keeping weight on the edges where the steps didn't groan. Hallway dark. Study door cracked open, slice of light cutting across the floor. My hand pushed the door wider. Quincy crouched by the safe, flashlight in one hand, something metal glinting in the other. Tools scattered on the carpet around him. Lockpicks, 3 of them. My voice came out steady. Looking for something. He spun, dropped the flashlight. Beam rolled across floor, casting wild shadows. Jesus, Dad, you scared the... At midnight, in my study, by my safe. I couldn't sleep. Headache, looking for aspirin. Aspirin's in the bathroom, where it's been for 30 years. I thought maybe you kept some in here, in your desk. And the flashlight? Didn't want to wake anyone with the lights. I almost laughed. 37 years old, and still can't lie convincingly. I've seen better performances at elementary school plays. The lockpicks glinted on carpet between us. He hadn't noticed them yet. Undeniable evidence. My hand tightened on the doorframe, knuckles going white. Those aren't aspirin? His eyes dropped, saw the tools. Face went pale. Oh, those. I forgot I had those in my pocket. Your pocket. From earlier. I was showing Jasper some old locksmith tools. Hobby I had as a kid. You were a locksmith. Well, not professionally. Just interested in how locks work. You know me. I'm curious about. Get out of my study. Dad, you're misunderstanding? Now. He gathered the tools. Hands shaking, flashlight beam jittering across walls. Squeezed past me in the doorway without meeting my eyes. His footsteps retreated upstairs. Door closed softly. I stood in the study doorway, blocking the space where he'd been crouched. The safe sat undisturbed. Combination dial showing no signs of tampering. Yet, lockpicks on the floor between us. Undeniable evidence he hadn't noticed. My hand tightened on the doorframe. I opened my mouth to call him back, demand real answers, throw him out of my house. But the words stuck in my throat. Confrontation now meant tipping my hand. Better to watch. Better to know the full scope before I acted. I locked the study door from inside, checked the safe. Untouched. The estate money sat there. $180,000 in cash from Vera's house sale. I'd mentioned it to Quincy last month. Casual conversation over dinner. Getting the estate settled finally. His pupils had dilated then too. Same tell he had now. Sleep didn't come. I stretched out on the study couch. Fully dressed, lights off, safe at my back. Old habit from Vegas days. Sleep near the valuables. Wake at any sound. Dawn came gray through the windows. Birds started their racket at 6. I showered, dressed, started coffee at 7:30. Footsteps on the stairs at 8 meant company. Jasper came into the kitchen first. Hair wet from shower. Same clothes as yesterday. Sleep okay, Alonzo? These guest beds are comfortable. Comfortable? He evaluated that mattress like he's planning to steal it. Actually, he probably is. Like a baby. You? Out like a light. Long drive yesterday, you know. Quincy appeared next, eyes bloodshot, movements stiff. He poured coffee without speaking. Ramona came down last, settled at the table with phone in hand, staring at the screen like it might provide escape routes. I cracked eggs into a pan. Your mother and I saved for 20 years to buy this house. Did I ever tell you that story? Ramona's head came up. Dad, we've heard it. Had to work 3 jobs some months. But we did it. Built something solid. Something worth protecting. Quincy stirred his coffee. That's great. Really inspirational. Funny thing about solid things. People think they can chip away at them. Foundation's stronger than they think. Ramona's voice came sharp. Can we talk about something else, please? I slid eggs onto plates, added toast. Watched Jasper butter his bread with deliberate slowness, eyes on me over his coffee mug rim, calculating predator patience. Got the estate check deposited finally. I sat down with my own plate. Your Aunt Vera's house sold for more than expected. Jasper straightened slightly. That's great news. Estate stuff can drag on forever. 180,000 sitting in my safe until I decide what to do with it. Silence. Fork frozen halfway to Quincy's mouth. Jasper's coffee mug paused at his lips. Beat of stillness, then Ramona jumped in. That's wonderful, Dad. You should take a trip. You've always wanted to see Alaska. Alaska? Sure. Let me just abandon 180 grand in my house with two guys who think lockpicks are casual pocket items. Maybe. Or maybe I'll keep it safe right where it is. Old habit? Don't trust banks much. Quincy's voice cracked slightly. You're keeping that much cash in a house safe? Why? You think that's unwise? Just seems risky. Burglaries happen. I met his eyes. You're right. Maybe I should get better locks. His face flushed. He stood abruptly, chair scraping. Need to make some calls. Work stuff. Headed upstairs before I could respond. Ramona followed moments later. Coffee spilled on the counter when she set her mug down too hard. She wiped it frantically, avoiding my gaze. Jasper stayed, finishing his eggs. When we were alone, I pulled my puzzle box collection from the shelf. Antique mechanical puzzles, each one requiring specific sequence to open. I handed him the most complex one. This one has a hidden compartment. Most people never find it. Pointed message. Took me 6 months to solve when I first got it. He turned it over in his hands, studying. You collect these? Since I was young. Magic tricks, puzzles, locks, understanding how things work, how they're designed to keep secrets. Some secrets are meant to stay hidden. His fingers stopped moving on the box surface. He set it down carefully. Interesting hobby. It is. I took the box back. Some people try to force these open. Damage them. Never works. They're designed to resist force. Patience and knowledge. That's what opens them. Or you can just leave them alone. Knock on the front door saved him from responding. Lemuel Garrett from next door, coffee mug in hand like he'd come for a casual visit. 73, retired accountant, sharp as ever. Morning, Alonzo. Saw your light on late last night. Everything okay? Fine, just insomnia. Uh-huh. You got house guests, I see. That Quincy's truck? Quincy and his brother, staying a few days. Lemuel's weathered face showed nothing, but his pause lasted a beat too long. Brother? Apparently. Funny, I thought. Never mind. Not my business. I stepped outside, pulled the door almost closed behind me. Jasper wouldn't hear if we kept voices low. Lemuel's hand gripped my shoulder, pressure saying more than words could. Be careful with them. What do you mean? I mean what I mean. That Jasper fellow. Saw him yesterday before you got home. He was looking in your windows. Not casual-like. Studying. Cold ran down my spine. You sure? 73 years old. Eyes still work fine. And Quincy? I've seen that look before. My nephew had it when he was using that desperate thing. Quincy doesn't. Not drugs. Money. Desperation looks the same. We stood there in morning sun, his hand still on my shoulder, weight of his concern settling around us both. Finally, I nodded. Thanks, Lemuel. You need anything, I'm right here. And I mean anything. Back inside, Jasper was gone. I heard voices upstairs, all three of them, murmuring, planning. I grabbed my truck keys, headed out without explanation, sat in the cab, forehead pressed to steering wheel, allowed myself 10 seconds of panic, then breathed deep and pulled out my phone. Ray Foster answered on the third ring. Foster? Ray, it's Alonzo Walker, from the Magic Castle Circuit. Pause, then warmth flooding his voice. Alonzo, how long's it been? 10 years? About that. Listen, I need a favor. Unofficial. His tone shifted to professional. Shoot. Can you run a license for me? Arizona. Name's Jasper Hicks. That a problem? Maybe. Maybe I'm paranoid in my old age. Give me the number. I'll call you back. I read off the license number I'd memorized from Quincy's too casual display. Ray promised 2 hours. I drove to the hardware store, bought a deadbolt for the study door, came home and installed it while the house stayed quiet upstairs. voices still murmuring behind Ramona's door. Afternoon crawled past. I cleaned kitchen that didn't need cleaning. Organized receipts, already organized. Waited. Phone buzzed at 6:45. Ray's number. Found something. Call you in 5. 5 minutes felt like 50. Phone rang. I locked myself in the study to answer. Alonzo, that license number checks out, but something's wrong. My chest tightened. Wrong how? Photo and DMV system doesn't match. Birthday's different too. Either someone stole this guy's identity, or he's using a fake. You're sure? Ran it twice. This isn't his real name, buddy. Who is this guy? That's what I'm going to find out. We talked a few more minutes. Ray offered to dig deeper, see if the real Jasper Hicks had reported identity theft. I told him hold off. Didn't want to spook them yet. Not until I knew the full picture. I sat on my bed edge after we hung up, Ray's words echoing, not his real name. The house settled around me with creaks and whispers. Downstairs, voices murmured through heating vents, too low to hear words, but the tone was urgent, conspiratorial. Ramona's lighter voice joined them, all three, together, planning something. My phone buzzed. Text from Lavinia. How's the situation with the brother? My thumbs hovered over the keyboard. I typed, worse than I thought. He's not. Knock on bedroom door. Quincy's voice through the wood. Dad, can we talk? Say something. Anything. But the words caught in my throat like fishhooks. It's late, Quincy. I'm exhausted. His weight shifted from foot to foot in the hallway. It's about last night. I know how it looked. Tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow. But I want to explain. Tomorrow, Quincy. Good night. I closed the door firmly. His footsteps retreated down the hall, floorboards creaking protests under his weight. I didn't sleep. Sat on my bed edge until dawn, painted the windows gray, Ray's words looping through my head. Not his real name, not his real name. Every creak of the house felt like invasion now. Every shadow hiding something. Monday morning came with harsh Arizona sun. I made coffee, started eggs, waited for movement upstairs. Ramona descended first, already dressed for work in navy blazer and slacks. You're going out, Dad? I jingled my truck keys. Home Depot needs some pipe fittings for the guest bathroom sink. The sink's fine. Drips? You don't notice because you're used to it. Little things matter. Quincy entered, hair wet from shower. Want company? I could use the fresh air. Jasper's voice carried from the living room. Yeah, Quincy, let the man do his thing. I grabbed my baseball cap from the hook. Boring errands. You should relax. Enjoy your day off. Made a show of checking my wallet, patting pockets. Performance training kicking in. Every movement deliberate. Selling the illusion. Called out loud enough for everyone to hear. Going to Home Depot. Pulled out of the driveway at 8:45. Circled the block. Parked on Helen Street, around the corner behind Mrs. Chen's mesquite tree. Slumped low in the driver's seat. Cap pulled down. Rear view mirror gave me a sliced view of my front door. Tap on the passenger window made me jump so hard, coffee found escape routes I didn't know existed. Lemuel stood there, face neutral as stone. I cranked down the window. Jesus, Lemuel! Wondered if you'd be here. He opened the door, slid into the passenger seat without asking. Pulled out a small spiral notebook, handwriting meticulous across the pages. How did you... I'm old, not blind. Saw you leave, then circle back. Smart. My phone sat in the center console. I grabbed it, propped it on the dashboard with the rubber GPS mount. Ray called. That license is fake. Jasper's not who he claims. I know something else. Been watching them. He opened the notebook, pages filled with times and observations. Watching? Saturday morning, 10:15. Saw them through your window, trying the safe. Sunday, 9:45. Same thing. The coffee cup shook in my hand. Why didn't you tell me? Wanted to be sure. Old eyes can play tricks. But this is a pattern. I set my phone to camera, zoomed in on my study window. Grainy pixels dancing, but clear enough. My phone mount was designed for GPS navigation, not amateur espionage. The irony wasn't lost on me. I'd spent decades making impossible things look easy on stage. Now I was making easy things look impossible in a Chevy. How long do we wait? Lemuel checked his watch. Half hour. That's their window. Ramona leaves, they wait to make sure she's gone, then strike. I should call the police right now. And tell them what? Your son-in-law was in your study at midnight? That's not illegal. He lives there. But the lockpicks, did you keep them as evidence? Silence stretched between us. No, he took them. Then you need proof. Real proof. Video, times, dates, pattern of behavior. You sound like a cop. Accountant, same thing. Document everything. The minutes crawled. 9:17, 9:25. My knee bounced nervously. 9:33. I texted Lavinia. You were right to be suspicious. It's worse than I thought. Her response came fast. What's happening? Can't talk now. Watching them try to break into my safe. Lemuel is witness. Call the police. Not yet. Need more evidence. We'll explain later. Dad, this is crazy. You're not a detective. No, but I know how to watch people. Did it for 30 years on stage? 9:38. Front door opened. Both men visible. Quincy in workout clothes like he was heading for a morning jog. Jasper in those same jeans. They looked left, right, up. What? Checking for surveillance drones? This guy watched too many heist movies. They went back inside. Lemuel's weathered hand steadied my phone-holding hand. Breathe. You need clear evidence. There, I can see them. My study. The zoom pixelated, then clarified. Two figures moving inside. Flashlight beams crossing like prison searchlights. Oh God, Lemuel, they're really doing it. Record this. Your phone recording? Yes. Started when they went in. Good. Timestamp matters. Date matters. Everything matters. We watched for 43 minutes. Jasper kneeling by the safe, hands working the dial with professional patience. Quincy standing guard, flashlight sweeping the room every few seconds like a paranoid lighthouse. Through the phone screen, grainy but damning. Lemuel closed his notebook with a soft snap. That enough for you? My jaw tightened. Not even close. I want to know why. Why now? What changed? My phone buzzed. Text from Ramona. Forgot my portfolio. Coming home quick. Both of us froze. On the screen, Quincy and Jasper were still in the study, oblivious. My fingers flew across the keyboard. No, don't come home. I'll bring it to your office. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Ramona. Too late? Already on my street. Her car turned the corner. Lemuel grabbed my arm. They're still inside. I typed fast. Wait. I grabbed your portfolio before I left. Couldn't find yours, so I bought a new one. Where's your office? Ramona's car slowed at the corner. Stopped. 3 dots dancing on my screen forever. Sonoran Realty on Campbell. But Dad, be there in 20 minutes. Her car reversed, turned around, disappeared. Lemuel exhaled hard beside me. On my phone screen, Quincy and Jasper emerged from the study, checked the street through front windows, slipped out the door. Casual, like they'd just finished reading the newspaper. I drove to Staples, grabbed a brown leather portfolio off the shelf, raced to Ramona's office, sweat soaked through my shirt despite February's cool air, found her in the parking lot, engine still running, handed her the portfolio through her window. Sorry, yours wasn't where you usually keep it. This one's nicer anyway. She took it, confusion creasing her forehead. You didn't have to. I'm your father. It's what I do. Afternoon found Lemuel and me in my living room, reviewing his notebook. 4 days of observations, Saturday through Monday. Every attempt documented with times, descriptions, behaviors. Saturday 10:15. Watch his face here. He showed me grainy photos taken through his window with a telephoto lens. Quincy trying combinations. Safe refusing to open. Him slumping against my wall. He looks broken. Desperate men do desperate things. Sunday was worse. Different photos. See? He's trying codes faster. Sloppy. Jasper keeps checking his watch. Time pressure. They're on a deadline. Question is, deadline for what? I needed better evidence. Surveillance photos through windows wouldn't hold up legally. I needed video, audio, irrefutable documentation. Best Buy on Oracle Road had what I needed. Sales kid named Bryce, maybe 19, acne scars and enthusiasm. So you're looking for home security? Something discreet. For monitoring my study? Like nanny cam style. Exactly like that, except for watching grown men instead of children. He laughed awkwardly. Okay. This one looks like a charging block. HD, Wi-Fi enabled, motion detection. Perfect. I'll take 2. 2? Trust me, Always have backup. Learned that doing magic shows. You were a magician? Still am, just different tricks now. The kid looked at me like I was planning to spy on a cheating spouse. Close, but replace spouse with son-in-law and cheating with grand larceny. Back home, I installed the camera on my study bookshelf. Used old stage tech knowledge, angles, sight lines, lighting. Positioned it perfectly behind a decorative clock. Lens aimed at the safe. Tested the feed on my phone, crystal clear. But documentation wasn't enough. I wanted them to reveal themselves completely. Show their true nature, their desperation, their greed. An idea formed. Risky. Theatrical. Exactly the kind of misdirection I'd perfected in Vegas. I spent an hour at my kitchen table with my laptop, printer, magnifying glass, creating a prop. 30 years ago, I could palm a card in front of 500 people. Now I was forging bank documents using YouTube tutorials. Career pivot. The letterhead came out perfect. Chase Bank, offshore investment division. Account statement showing $500,000 wire transfer pending. Convincing enough to fool greedy eyes in poor light. Dinner at 7. Ramona setting the table. Quincy and Jasper emerging from wherever they'd been hiding all afternoon. I opened wine, fumbled the corkscrew deliberately, drew attention. Ramona, how is the Fleming showing? Good, thanks for the portfolio. Though I still don't know where mine went. Quincy reached for bread. Probably in your car trunk. You're always leaving stuff there. Wine? I opened that Cabernet from Arizona Stronghold. The cork dropped when I pulled it free. Hit the floor, rolled under Quincy's chair. He picked it up, handed it to me. Thanks for helping me rob you, his face should have said. But criminals aren't known for irony appreciation. Clumsy tonight, age catching up. The fake document sat on the table edge, partially visible under a magazine. I straightened, noticed it. Oh, shouldn't leave that lying around. Confidential financial stuff. Quincy's fork froze. What's that? Looks official. Bank correspondence. Boring retirement account stuff. Jasper leaned forward slightly. Chase Bank? That's who I use. This is their offshore division. Estate planning thing your aunt set up before she died. Offshore? Like Cayman Islands? Something like that. Lawyer handling it. $500,000 from her real estate investments. I let the number hang in the air like bait on a hook. Wire transfer process is next week. Then it comes here to the safe until I decide what to do. Dead silence. Ramona's knife stopped scraping butter across bread. Dad, you never mentioned. Just finalized. Another week and it'll be here. Jasper set down his wine glass with exaggerated care. That's a lot to keep in a house safe. The safe that's been secure for 30 years? I trust it more than banks these days. But something flickered across Jasper's face. Not greed. Suspicion. His eyes narrowed, studied me, studied the document still in my hand. The placement had been too perfect. The timing, too convenient. I'd overplayed it, made it too theatrical. Rusty skills betraying me. Dinner ended quickly. Ramona retreated upstairs with a headache. Quincy and Jasper disappeared into the guest room. I cleaned dishes, locked the study door with my new deadbolt, climbed to my bedroom. 11:45. The house settled into night sounds. Then voices drifted through the heating vent near my bed. Old house, 1940s construction, ductwork carrying sound from first floor straight to second. I pressed my ear to the floor. Quincy's voice muffled. 500,000. He said next week. Jasper. Too convenient. Right after he caught you. So what? Maybe it's real. Why would he make it up? Think about it. Perfect document, left on table where we'd see it. That old man isn't stupid. He worked Vegas. You're paranoid. I'm careful. There's a difference. Something's off. My stomach clenched. He saw through it. But what if it is real? We're talking 500,000. Keep your voice down. I'm saying we move faster. Before whatever he's planning happens. How much faster? Tomorrow. Ramona works late Tuesdays, right? We crack that safe tomorrow. What if we can't? Silence. Then Jasper's voice colder. Then we take alternative measures. The old man's going to have an accident. My blood turned to ice water. You said no violence. You said... I said we'd avoid it if possible. But I'm not going back to California empty-handed. Too many people waiting for me there. Dangerous people. I grabbed my phone with shaking hands. Texted Lemuel. You awake? Response immediate. Saw your light on. What's wrong? I called him, whispered into the phone. They're talking about tomorrow, about hurting me if they can't open the safe. You sure that's what you heard? He said accident. Said people in California waiting for him. Then we call police now, tonight, and tell them what? I overheard a conversation through a heating vent. It's not enough. It's a threat. It's hearsay. I need video. Them actually trying to break in with intent. Them saying it on camera. You're playing with fire, Alonzo. I'm playing chess, and I'm 3 moves ahead. You sure about that? Silence. No, but it's too late to stop now. I lay in darkness after we hung up, phone screen glowing inches from my face. The camera feed showed my empty study, safe, undisturbed. Shadows from streetlights slicing across carpet. Tomorrow they'd try again. Tomorrow they'd mention violence. My finger hovered over contacts. Police, Lavinia, Ray Foster. Below, through the vent. Whatever it takes. My reflection stared back from the black phone screen. 69 years old. Alone in this house with 2 criminals, one of whom just threatened my life. My door handle turned slightly. Stopped. Footsteps retreated down the hallway. Someone just tried my door. At midnight, while they thought I was asleep. Someone tried my bedroom door at midnight. The handle turned, stopped. Footsteps retreated. I sat in darkness until dawn, yellow legal pad filling with crossed-out plans. Direct confrontation wouldn't work. They'd deny everything. I needed them to reveal themselves completely, irrevocably. At 6:45, I switched tactics. Misdirection, not bait. The magician's first principle. Control what the audience sees while hiding what matters. Breakfast at 8. Quincy appeared first, hair wet from shower. I buttered toast. Casual. Been reading about Arizona's solar incentives. Tax breaks are substantial this year. He looked up from his phone. Solar? You thinking about panels for the house. Bigger than that. Commercial investment opportunity. Friend from my Vegas days runs a startup. Needs capital partners. Jasper entered, poured coffee. How much capital? 50 to 75,000 minimum. Returns projected at 30% annually. Quincy's fork froze. That's really good. Those numbers legit? On paper, you know investments. Risk involved. But Arizona's pushing renewable energy hard. Government backing. Ramona descended stairs, already dressed for work. Dad, you're not putting your nest egg into some startup. Not all of it. Diversifying. Your mother always said don't keep all eggs in one basket. Quincy leaned forward. I'd love to see the prospectus. If you're looking for partners, I mean. I've got some capital freed up. You do? I thought money was tight. He caught himself. Well, not immediately, but soon. Tax return coming, and I've been saving. I'll think about it. Like Ramona said, it's risky. Need trustworthy partners. At Wells Fargo, I placed stacks of cash on the counter. 180,000. The teller counted twice. Would you like a cashier's check or direct deposit? Cashier's check, and I need something else. I indicated a separate stack. These bills, can I get the serial numbers recorded officially? She paused. That's unusual. May I ask why? Security purposes. They're going back in my home safe temporarily. If anything happens, I want proof they're mine. I can make copies. We'd need manager approval for official recording. The manager arrived, 50-something woman with reading glasses on a chain. Mr. Walker, we can photograph the bills and file the images with your account. Is there a security concern? Let's call it precautionary. Old man's paranoia. She smiled. Smart paranoia. We'll document everything. I spent 3 hours Googling Arizona solar investment scams to learn how scams work, then built my own fake one. The irony wasn't lost on me, scamming the scammers. Created a convincing prospectus using real company names, legitimate Arizona solar incentive programs, plausible financial projections. Lemuel arrived at 4:30 with his toolbox. We installed 2 more cameras, hallway outside study, living room with view into kitchen, standing on my desk chair, threading wires behind bookshelves. This one gives you the hallway. Anyone approaching study, you'll see. I steadied the chair. 73-year-old former accountant on a desk chair with power drill. OSHA would have a field day. But we were past OSHA compliance and deep into elderly vigilante territory. Can we angle it to catch the living room too? Wide-angle lens. Should get both. Why living room? Kitchen table visible from there. Where conversations happen. He climbed down carefully. You're thinking ahead. Good. Or overthinking. Can't tell anymore. Paranoia kept me alive 40 years in accounting. Trust your gut. My gut says my family's robbing me. Some gut. Testing camera feeds on my phone when the hallway camera caught movement from earlier. Timestamp showed 2:47 p.m. when we'd been at Best Buy. Ramona entering the study, looking over her shoulder, approaching the safe. My thumb hit pause. No, not you. Please, not you. I pressed play. She spun the combination. The safe opened easily. She knew it by heart. Always had since childhood. I'd taught her the code when she turned 18. In case of emergency, I'd said, always know where the important things are. She pulled out a slip of paper, wrote numbers. The combination. Her hand shook. She paused, touched the safe door gently. Apologetic gesture. Oh, God. Quincy appeared in the doorway. She handed him the paper. They spoke. No audio on the camera, but body language screamed volumes. She was crying. He pulled her close. Comforting. Or controlling. Hard to tell which. I hit pause again. Sat back. Stared at my daughter's frozen face. Why are you doing this, Ramona? Why? Texted Lavinia. Need to ask you something. Did Ramona ever mention money problems? Response came quick. Not to me. Why? Just wondering. She seems stressed. She's always stressed. That's Ramona. Everything's a crisis. Did she ask you for money? Ever? Once. 2 years ago. Said her car transmission died. I sent her $2,000. Did her transmission die? Dad, what's going on? Nothing. Just trying to understand something. You're scaring me. Don't be scared. I'm handling it. Dinner at 7. I chopped vegetables with unnecessary precision, knife striking cutting board in rhythmic, controlled anger. Ramona asked if I was okay. My knife froze mid-chop, resumed. Fine, just tired. Long day. You're quiet tonight, Dad. Am I? Just thinking about that solar investment. Quincy perked up. Still considering it? Maybe. Need to review the numbers more carefully. At my age, can't afford mistakes. Jasper wiped his mouth. Numbers are numbers. Either they work or they don't. That's simple for you, Jasper. Usually is. People overthink. Or people underthink and lose everything. Depends on perspective. Quincy set down his fork. I meant what I said this morning. If you want a partner, I'm interested. We could review the prospectus together. You trust your financial instincts, Quincy? I work in sales. I know investments. Sales and investments aren't the same thing. One requires understanding people. The other requires understanding numbers. I understand both. We'll see. At 11:45, I sat in darkness, laptop open watching camera feeds. 4 angles of my house in real time. Study empty. Living room empty. Hallway empty. Kitchen where Quincy and Jasper hunched over coffee like conspirators, planning war. My phone vibrated. Text from Quincy. Thought more about that solar deal. Really interested. Can we talk specifics tomorrow? I typed back. Sure, I'll have the prospectus ready. Significant opportunity for the right partner. On camera feed, I watched Quincy show Jasper the text. Jasper's head shook. No. They argued silently. Jasper pointed at something off camera. The safe? Quincy's face contorted. Anger. Frustration. My phone buzzed again. Ramona? Love you, Dad. Sorry I've been distant lately. Work stress. We'll be better. Promise. I stared at those words. Sorry. Promise. Typed. Love you too, honey. Always will. Deleted it. Typed. Love you too. Send. On camera feed, Quincy showed Jasper another text. They both looked at it. Jasper nodded slowly. Quincy stood, left kitchen. Jasper followed. Both headed toward the study. 11:47 p.m. I watched my screen as they entered, closed the door behind them. Wednesday morning came bright and cold. Quincy found me at the kitchen table. Solar prospectus spread across the surface. Professional-looking document. 40 pages of plausible lies. I've been thinking about that solar deal all night. I sipped coffee. And? I'm in. Want to partner up. 50,000? 50? That's serious capital. You have that liquid? I can get it. By end of week. Tax return, savings, some stocks I can liquidate. Stocks? You didn't mention investments before. Small stuff. Tech stocks. Bought low, selling high. Point is I can commit. Jasper appeared in the doorway. Committing to what? The solar deal. I'm partnering with Alonzo. Partnering? With whose money? Mine. What's it to you? Jasper poured coffee slowly. Nothing. Just surprising, given... He caught himself. Given what, Jasper? Given the timing. You just got here a few days ago. Suddenly Quincy's got 50 grand. Lucky timing. I pulled out a printed contract. Partnership requires formal agreement. I had my lawyer draft something. Quincy frowned. Lawyer? This is between family. Exactly why we need it official. Protects both of us. You commit 50, I commit 50. Profits split equally. When do you need the money? Startup needs capital by March 15th. Month away. That work? Perfect. Plenty of time. Agreement specifies 30 days. Default penalties if funds don't materialize. Standard contract language. He skimmed the document. Sure, makes sense. Where do I sign? Jasper watched from the corner, arms crossed, shaking his head. Read it carefully first. Partnership's a big commitment. I trust you, Dad. You wouldn't screw me. My pen hovered. No, I wouldn't screw you. Sign here. He signed. Didn't read the penalty clauses. Didn't notice the default interest rate. Didn't see the legally binding obligation he'd just created. He skimmed that contract the way people skim terms of service agreements, just hunting for the signature line. Beautiful. In the hallway after, I overheard their argument. You're an idiot. Jasper's voice low and harsh. It's a good investment. It's a stalling tactic. We need money now, not business deals. This is money. 50 from me? 50 from him? You don't have 50. Where's this magical stock portfolio? I'll figure it out. We had a plan. Simple plan. Take the money, split it, disappear. Now you're signing contracts? It's better this way. Legitimate. He suspects something after the other night. Of course he suspects. You got caught at his safe with lockpicks. Keep your voice down. I'm done waiting. Marcus wants his money by Friday. That's 2 days. So what do you want to do? What we should have done Monday. At noon I found Quincy alone in the living room. About the partnership. One concern. What's that? Your living situation. You and Jasper? He's staying long term? Few more days, probably. Why? Partnerships between you and me. Don't want complications. Third parties make things messy. Jasper's not involved. Good. Because I've seen partnerships fall apart when one person has unreliable influences. You understand? You're saying Jasper's unreliable? I'm saying focus matters. Can't have distractions. Can't have people with their own agendas pulling partners in different directions. Jasper entered kitchen. Heard the last part. What agendas? Business conversation. Doesn't concern you. Sounded like it concerned me. Then you heard wrong. 12:30, I made my announcement, loud enough for everyone to hear. Ramona, I'm heading to Phoenix, her voice from upstairs. What? Now? Meeting lawyer about partnership documents. 3 hours, maybe 4 with traffic. You need anything while I'm out? No, I'm good. Quincy, Jasper, anyone need anything from Phoenix? Silence. I walked to the study, opened the door. Locking the study. No, wait. Need to grab my reading glasses. Found them on the desk. Left the door open. Safe door slightly ajar. Visible from doorway. 69 years old, always forgetting something. Grabbed keys, jacket. I announced my Phoenix trip like a town crier. Subtlety was never my strong suit as an actor. Pulled out of driveway at 12:45. Circled block. Parked 3 blocks down behind a delivery van. Opened camera feeds on my phone. Texted Lemuel. In position. Left the mousetrap open. You sure about this? No. But it's happening anyway. Camera feeds working. All 4 angles. Watching now. 1:42 p.m. Movement on screen. Quincy checking the hallway, gesturing to Jasper and Ramona. Here we go. Come on. Do it. Ramona entered study first, hesitated at the safe. My chest tightened. Don't do it, honey. Please don't do it. She opened the safe fully. Stepped back. Jasper moved in, grabbed the money stack. Counted quickly. Quincy took some, counted his portion. They divided it 3 ways. She's really doing it. My daughter is really robbing me. On screen, they spoke, no audio, but body language told the story. Ramona's face showed guilt. Quincy's showed relief. Jasper's showed triumph. Each pocketed $5,000. Got you. All 3. Clear as day. Marked bills. Serial numbers. Video evidence. Ramona lingered, looked at the safe, almost put her money back. Quincy touched her arm, shook his head. She pocketed it, shoulders slumped. She almost didn't. She almost stopped. But she didn't. They left the study, closing the door quietly. I sat in my Chevy 3 blocks away, watching my family rob me on a phone screen. Modern problems require modern surveillance solutions. At 4:15, I returned home. Called out, "I'm back. Traffic was hell." No response. Walked to study. Opened safe. Empty except for documents. Called Lemuel, voice shaking. Partly genuine, partly performance. "It's gone. The money. 15,000. Gone. You sure?" "I'm looking at an empty safe, Lemuel. I'm sure." "Check the cameras." "Checking now." Rewound footage. Watched it happen again. All 3 entering together. Ramona opening the safe. Each taking their share. Undeniable. Irrefutable. "What do you see?" "I see everything. All 3 of them. Together. Taking my money. What now?" "Now? Now I have them exactly where I want them." That evening my phone buzzed. Text from Ramona. "Having dinner at Quincy's mom's house tonight. Don't wait up. Love you." I typed, "Have fun. Love you too." Deleted. Typed, "Okay." Send. Second text from Quincy. "Hey Dad, forgot to ask. When do you need me to transfer the 50K? Want to get it done ASAP." I laughed. Actual sound escaping my throat. The audacity. Rob me of $5,000, then text about investing 50 you don't have. Typed, "Let's discuss Monday. No rush. These things take time to set up properly." Send. Third text. Unknown number. "This is Detective Ray Foster. Call me when you can. Found more on your guy Jasper Hicks. You sitting down? He's wanted in 3 states. I stared at the screen. 3 states. Phone rang. Lemuel. "You see the text from Ray? Just got it. 3 states, Alonzo. This is bigger than we thought." "How much bigger?" "Call him. He wants to talk to you tonight." I called Ray. It rang once. "Alonzo, we need to talk about who's living in your house." Ray's voice came through my phone speaker. "Alonzo, we need to talk about who's living in your house." I was still staring at Quincy's text about the 50,000, still processing the audacity of it. "What did you find?" Not on the phone. "Meet me at the station. Bring your evidence." Thursday morning, 9 a.m. I walked into Tucson Police Department with a manila folder, thick enough to convict anyone. Detective Sarah Morales took it from me across her desk, opened it slowly. Her eyebrows rose, looking at the first camera screenshot. "Mr. Walker, this footage is from your home security system. Hidden cameras, installed after I suspected something." She scrolled through video on my laptop, expression hardening as she watched 3 people systematically rob me. Leaned back in her chair. "Arizona's a one-party consent state for recording. You're legal. This shows 3 individuals." She paused the video. "Removing cash from your safe. $15,000. Serial numbers documented with Wells Fargo." I slid the paper across her desk. "Every bill photographed, numbered, officially recorded. This is prosecutable. Grand theft, conspiracy, possibly burglary depending on their living situation. You want to press charges?" "One of them is my daughter." She went through that footage like a prosecutorial bloodhound. By minute 3, she was nodding. By minute 5, she was smiling. That's when I knew I had them. When the cop smiles at your evidence, you've basically won. But her smile faded when I said those words. "One of them is my daughter." "I see. Can you give me 48 hours? I need to talk to her first." "Mr. Walker, in cases involving family." 48 hours. Then I'll file formally. I promise." She studied me. Professional, empathetic, but firm. "Your daughter's an adult. She made choices." "I know. But she's still my daughter. I need to understand why before I destroy her life." I called Lavinia from the parking lot. "Don't panic, but I need you to come to Tucson." "What happened? Are you okay?" "I'm fine. It's about Ramona and Quincy. I have proof they've been stealing from me." "What? Are you sure?" "Video evidence, police ready. But I need you here before I do anything official." "Oh my God. When?" "Today, if possible. This can't wait." She booked the noon flight. I picked her up at 3:15, baggage claim. We embraced, first time in months. She pulled back, searched my face. "You look terrible." "Thanks. You look worried." "I am worried. You sounded, I don't know, different on the phone." In the car, I told her everything. Quincy's fake brother, Ray Foster's investigation, the cameras, the marked bills, the theft caught on video. And Ramona? Silence stretched between us. Dad? And Ramona? She gave them the safe combination. She was on camera taking $5,000 with them. No, not Ramona. She wouldn't. I have video. You'll see it. At home, study door locked, I showed her everything. She watched the footage, hand covering her mouth when Ramona appeared on screen. That's really her. That's really my sister stealing from you. Keep watching. The camera showed Ramona's hesitation, Quincy's grip on her arm, her crying. He's forcing her. Look at her face. She still took the money. Because he made her. This is coercion, Dad. He's manipulating her. The law doesn't care about manipulation. It cares about actions. She opened that safe. She took that money. So what do? We talk to her, alone, before Quincy poisons the conversation. We found her in her bedroom, her childhood room, preserved exactly as she'd left it. Jonas Brothers poster on the wall. If that's not irony, childhood innocence preserved while adult daughter commits felonies downstairs, I don't know what is. I knocked. Ramona, can we come in? She opened the door, saw both of us. Color drained from her face. Dad? Lavinia? Why are you here? We need to talk. About what? About Wednesday afternoon, when I went to Phoenix. Her face went white. She backed into the room, sat on bed edge. I don't know what. Don't lie. Please. Not now. Not to me. Dad! Lavinia closed the door behind us. We know about the safe. We know about the money. How? Cameras. I've been watching everything for days. She collapsed. Not on the bed. On the floor, back against wall. Knees pulled to chest. Childhood defense position. She used to sit exactly this way during thunderstorms. I didn't want to do it. You have to believe me. Then why did you? Because Quincy, he said if I didn't help him, he'd what? The story poured out. $23,000 in credit card debt. Medical bills from 2 years ago. Surgery insurance didn't cover. Interest piling up. Quincy found out, used it as leverage. Threatened divorce, exposure, leaving her with nothing. She grabbed her phone, opened messages. Look, read them. I scrolled through Quincy's texts. Each one tightened my jaw further. Your dad's loaded. $23,000 is nothing to him. If you don't help me fix this, I'm done. I'll file for divorce and you'll get nothing. Just give me the combination. I'll handle everything else. I love you, but I can't stay with someone who won't support me when I need help. My hand shook holding her phone. This is abuse. Financial abuse. I know now. But I was so scared of losing him, losing everything. You should have been scared of losing Dad's trust, Lavinia said. I am. I'm terrified. What happens now? Before I could answer, the door slammed open. Quincy stood there, chest heaving. What are you telling them? Ramona jumped up. Quincy, you've been spying, recording us? My house, my right. This is entrapment. It's evidence, Lavinia said. There's a difference. He rounded on Ramona. What did you say? What did you tell them? The truth. I told them the truth. You stupid. He caught himself. You don't understand what you've done. No, Quincy. You don't understand what you've done. To my daughter? To my family? To me? I can explain. I have video, serial numbers, police evidence. What exactly will you explain? His face drained of color. Police? The word hung in the air like smoke. Then his expression shifted. Confusion to realization to panic. And finally, something colder. Calculation. Survival mode. Police, he said flatly. You went to the police. Not yet. But I will. No. He shook his head. No, you won't. Watch me. He pulled out his phone, held it up. You won't. Because I have something too. Something you really don't want public. What are you talking about? Ask your father about his taxes. From 2005. About that cash income from the magic shows he never reported. My chest tightened. Funny how things come out when you start digging, isn't it? IRS loves anonymous tips, especially about elderly tax cheats. Quincy, what are you? Ramona started. Shut up. You've said enough. He turned back to me. Here's what's going to happen. You forget about the police. I forget about calling the IRS. We're done here. I paid my taxes. Did you? I have documents that say otherwise. Jasper's very good at making documents. Very convincing documents. Silence filled the room. 48 hours, then I file. Unless we have an understanding, he left. Footsteps downstairs. Front door slammed. Lavinia stared at me. Dad? Is he telling the truth? No, but he's telling a convincing lie, and lies can destroy reputations just as easily as truth. Thursday night, I pulled my 2005 tax returns from the filing cabinet, spread them across my study desk. Every number accounted for, every dollar reported, my accountant's stamp visible on each form, all legitimate, all filed properly. But would anyone believe that against convincing forgeries? Lemuel arrived at 10, found me still at the desk, surrounded by papers, looking 10 years older than yesterday. So they're blackmailing you with fake tax documents. Documents that will look real enough. Jasper's good at forgeries, apparently. But you have the real returns. You can prove... Can I? It's 25. Those returns are 20 years old. My accountant's dead. Records from that era. Some stuff's digital, some still paper. By the time I prove they're fake, the damage is done. Reputation. Everything. My name in the community. The magic community. Everyone I worked with. Alonzo Walker, tax cheat. That follows you forever. He made coffee we didn't drink. Sat across from me. So what are you thinking? I'm thinking maybe 10,000 makes this go away quietly. No. Lemuel, no. You pay them once, they own you. That's how blackmail works. They'll come back for more. But if I don't, call their bluff. You've got real evidence. They've got fake documents. Truth wins. Does it? In time? Before the IRS audits me? Before the newspapers run stories? You're scared. I understand. But don't make decisions from fear. Too late. I'm already terrified. Friday morning, I found Quincy in the garage, pretending to fix his truck. I handed him that envelope like a virgin paying his first bribe. Rookie move. Every crime movie ever made. Paying blackmail never works. We need to talk. He didn't look up. About what? About those documents you mentioned. The tax thing? Oh, that. Yeah. What about it? I want this to go away. Quietly. How much? He finally looked up, surprised. You're offering money? 10,000, cash, today. And this ends. No IRS calls. No documents. Done. His slow smile spread like poison. 10,000. That's significant money for made-up problems. He took the envelope, counted bills without shame. This is a good start. Start? 10 grand doesn't cover what I know, but it shows you're willing to negotiate. That's good. We'll talk later about the real number. My coffee mug had enough of this conversation before I did. Smart mug. Chose explosive exit. 2 hours later, they cornered me in the kitchen. Both of them. Intimidation tactic. We've been discussing your generous offer, Jasper said. I gave you what you asked. No, you gave us what you offered. We never agreed to 10. You took it. Down payment. Now here's the real price. 100,000. My coffee mug slipped, shattered on floor. What? You heard him? 100 grand. But those documents go to every agency that matters. I don't have that kind of cash. Jasper leaned against the counter. Sure you do. You had 180 in your safe 2 weeks ago. Bank records show transfers. You've got money. You're insane. We're practical. You want to protect your reputation? Pay up. This is extortion. Call it what you want. 100,000 by Monday, or we start making calls. Friday afternoon, I sat in my truck outside Home Depot, calling Ray Foster, voice breaking. Ray, it's Alonzo. I need everything you can find on Jasper Hicks. Fast. I already ran him. Wanted in 3 states, remember? Deeper. Who's he running from? What's he scared of? Why? What happened? They're blackmailing me. Fake documents, threats. It's escalating. I need leverage. Alonzo, if they're blackmailing you, that's a crime. Let me. I can't. It's complicated. Family involved. Just please, find out what Jasper's really afraid of. This is dangerous territory. I'm already in it. Help me navigate out. Give me till tonight. I'll call you. Ray showed up at 7 with more surveillance photos than an FBI task force. My kitchen table looked like a war room for taking down the mob, except we weren't FBI. We were a 70-year-old retiree and a detective working off hours as a favor. Ocean's 11 we were not. He spread photos across the table. Jasper's face in various mugshots, arrest reports, then different photos, men in expensive suits, one circled in red. Jasper Hicks, real name, Jasper Hickman. 41, not 39. San Diego, not Phoenix. We knew he was using fake ID. Shut up and listen. This is bigger. He's not just running from fraud charges. He's running from Marcus Vega. Who? Ray tapped the circled photo. Marcus Vega. Operates loan sharking operation in Southern California. Very connected. Very dangerous. Very not pleased when people owe him money. How much does Jasper owe? 200,000. Gambling debts, bad investments, loan interest compounding. Jasper ran 18 months ago. Vega's been looking ever since. My hands picked up the photo, trembling. Looking how hard? Hard enough that 3 people who knew Jasper's whereabouts got hospital visits, 2 relocated, 1 still in ICU. Oh, God. It gets worse. My source says Vega's crew tracked Jasper to Arizona last week. They know he's in Tucson. They just don't know exactly where yet. He's in my house. They're looking for someone in my house. Which means if they find him, they find my address, my family. Ramona's here. Lavinia's visiting. You need to get Jasper out of your house. Today. Now. And if he won't leave, then you call TPD, report the theft, get him arrested. Jail's safer than Vega finding him at your address. But if he's arrested, Vega's people will know exactly where he is. They have people in the system, Ray leaned back. So you're trapped. Keep him. Risk Vega showing up. Turn him in. Same risk. Alonzo, there's no clean way out of this. Lavinia and Ramona appeared in the doorway, drawn by tense voices. Dad? Ramona's voice came small. Who are these people? I couldn't find words to explain. I'd been so focused on catching thieves. I missed the wolves already in the house. Ray did it for me. These are the men hunting Jasper. They're in Tucson, and they're getting close. How close? Days, maybe hours? Ramona picked up Marcus Vega's photo. Quincy brought this into our house. Quincy doesn't know. He thinks Jasper's just a con man. Small time. He has no idea. So what do we do? Lavinia asked. Before I could answer, headlights swept across the kitchen window. Car pulling into driveway. Not Quincy's truck. Not Jasper's rental. A black Escalade. California plates. Everyone froze. Ray's hand went to his hip. His service weapon, even though he was off duty. The car idled. 30 seconds. A minute. Nobody got out. Then it backed up slowly, deliberately, and drove away. Ray's phone buzzed. Text from his California contact. Vega's crew is in your city. They're checking addresses. Be careful. I looked at my daughters, both pale, frightened. Looked at Lemuel's house next door. Dark windows, innocent neighbor pulled into this. I did this. Trying to catch them, I baited a trap and caught wolves instead. Upstairs, a door slammed. Quincy's voice, angry. Jasper! Jasper! Where the hell are you? Footsteps running. Guest room door crashed open. Quincy appeared at top of stairs, face white. He's gone. Jasper's gone. His stuff's gone. He ran. And we all understood simultaneously. Jasper saw that black Escalade, knew what it meant, and fled, leaving us all to face whatever comes next. Saturday morning, I handed Detective Morales a folder, thick with Ray's research. Jasper Hickman's real name. 3 California warrants. Addresses of motels he'd likely use. We'll have him by afternoon, she said. They found him at a place on Miracle Mile by noon. Tracked his rental car, knocked on his door, arrested him without incident. His one phone call went to Quincy. I intercepted Quincy in the driveway around 2. Gave him a choice. Full confession. Return the $15,000. Divorce Ramona quietly. Resign from your job, and I won't press charges. He laughed. Actually laughed. You can't prove anything. That video? Inadmissible. I live there. You entrapped us. Entrapment requires law enforcement. I'm a private citizen protecting my property. Find a lawyer who'll take your case. Old man with cameras spying on family? You'll look paranoid. You have until Monday morning. Yeah, we'll see who looks paranoid in court. So I went to Desert Motors at 3:30. Saturday afternoon, sales floor busy. Quincy's colleagues moving between customers and cars. Found the manager's office. Frank, I need to show you something. About Quincy. Frank Martinez watched my laptop screen, his top salesman clear as day, stealing from a safe. The video played for 2 minutes. Frank's jaw clenched tighter with each second. When was this? Wednesday. Planned over multiple days. That son of a... Frank shouted through his door. Quincy! Quincy entered, saw me, froze. What's he doing here? Showing me who you really are. You stole from your wife's father. That's not what it looks like. It looks like theft, on camera, clear as day. Frank stood. Get your personal items and get out. Security will escort you. Frank fired Quincy so fast I half expected to see skid marks. 30 seconds from top salesman to unemployed. Maybe he could put it on his resume under special achievements. You did this. You came to my job. You came to my home, my safe, my family. Fair's fair. He left through the showroom. Colleagues watching, phones coming out. By Monday morning, every dealership in Tucson would know. Hours later, close to midnight, I was reviewing evidence for Monday's police filing when fists pounded my door. Alonzo, come out here, face me! Through the window, Quincy swaying on my porch, aluminum baseball bat raised. He showed up at my door at midnight with an aluminum bat, like he was auditioning for a really sad remake of The Natural. I opened the door partway. Go home, Quincy. You're drunk. Home? I don't have a home. My wife won't talk to me. My job's gone. Because of you. Because of your choices. He swung the bat at my porch railing. Wood cracked. Splinters flew. My choices? You set me up. Fake investment. Marked bills. Cameras everywhere. I protected what was mine. You tried to steal it. It was supposed to be mine someday. Family money. Ramona's inheritance. It was never yours. And after me, Ramona's and Lavinia's. You were never in that equation. Lemuel's porch light flooded on. Quincy! Police are coming. Drop the bat. Sirens approached. Red and blue lights painted the street. The bat fell from Quincy's hands. He sank to the porch steps, head in his hands, sobbing. I hate you. I hate you so much. I know. But you're still going to jail tonight. Officers arrived. Handcuffs clicked. Sir, you want to press charges for assault? I looked at Quincy, broken man crying on my porch steps. He didn't hit me, just my railing. Criminal threats, then. Menacing with a weapon. I paused. Could have said no. Could have ended it there. Yes, press charges. They led him to the patrol car. Ramona! Ramona! Tell him I didn't mean it. Upstairs window, Ramona's silhouette. She turned away, curtain closed. She won't even look at me. My own wife won't look at me. The car door shut. His face through the window, not angry anymore, just broken. Lemuel crossed his yard after they left, stood beside me on the damaged porch. Hell of a night. I nodded, couldn't speak. You did the right thing. Did I? I looked up at Ramona's dark window. My daughter just watched her husband get arrested because of me. Because of him, he brought that bat. I brought Jasper's information to the police. I went to Quincy's workplace. I pushed him until he broke. He was already broken. You just exposed it. Inside, I sat at the kitchen table. Same table where Jasper ate that first night, where Quincy signed the fake contract, where Ramona did homework as a child. My phone buzzed. Detective Morales. Quincy Bradford arraignment Monday, 9th a.m. Need you to testify. Confirming you'll be there? I typed, I'll be there. Stared at the empty chairs. Tomorrow I'd walk into court and testify against my son-in-law. Cement my daughter's divorce. Finalize the destruction of what used to be a family. Victory tasted like ashes. 3 weeks later, I stood in Judge Hernandez's courtroom, Quincy at the defendant's table in an ill-fitting suit, refusing to meet my eyes. Mr. Walker, as the victim, you have the right to make a sentencing statement. What are your thoughts? I stood slowly. Your Honor, Quincy Bradford stole from me, betrayed my trust, manipulated my daughter. Those are facts. And your recommendation? I recommend mercy, not because he deserves it, but because punishment has already found him. He's lost his marriage, his job, his reputation. Prison won't teach him anything he hasn't already learned. The prosecutors started to object. I kept talking. I'm asking for probation, community service, and restitution. Let him rebuild somewhere else. Just not here. Not near my family. That's uncommonly generous. It's not generosity. It's exhaustion. I don't have the energy to hate him anymore. 18 months probation, 200 hours community service, $15,000 in restitution. In the hallway, a woman approached. Maria Bradford, Quincy's mother. Are you happy now? Mrs. Bradford. My son has a criminal record. He can't find decent work. He's living in a box in Phoenix. Are you satisfied? No. I'm not satisfied. I'm tired. He made mistakes. We all make mistakes. He stole from me, brought a criminal into my home, manipulated my daughter for months. Her face twisted. Ramona was never good enough for him anyway. Princess who never grew up. Watch what you say about my daughter. Or what? You'll destroy my life too? Your son destroyed himself. I just refused to be his victim. She walked away. I stood in that courthouse hallway, alone, watching families reunite with relieved defendants. Nobody waiting for me. Days blurred together after that. Coffee alone, newspaper alone, dinner alone. Lemuel visited daily, probably worried I'd disappear into myself completely. Ramona moved to a small apartment downtown, started therapy twice weekly. We spoke carefully on the phone, polite, distant, like acquaintances who used to know each other. I drove to her apartment one afternoon. She opened the door wearing yoga pants and an old college sweatshirt. "Hi, Dad. Come in." The space was tiny but carefully arranged, starting over. "How are you doing? Really?" "Therapy helps. Dr. Chen says I was exhibiting classic signs of financial abuse." I should have seen it. I hid it. Got good at hiding. We sipped coffee in awkward silence. "I'm sorry I went to his workplace. Made it public like that." "Are you? Sorry?" I paused. "I'm sorry it hurt you. I'm not sorry I did it." "That's honest at least." "Do you hate me?" "No, I don't hate you. I'm just sad. About all of it. About who I became. About what you had to do." On her shelf, a photo of the three of us. Lavinia, Ramona, me, years ago. Quincy carefully cropped from the frame. A week later, Lemuel and I sat on my porch in late afternoon sun. Heard Quincy got probation. 18 months. He's in Phoenix now. Telemarketing job. From luxury car salesman to telemarketer. That's not falling down the ladder. That's being launched off it into a pit. You won, Alonzo. You protected your money, your home, your daughter. Then why does it feel like I lost? Because some victories cost more than you planned. That night, checking mail. Bills, flyers, then an envelope with Ramona's handwriting. Inside, a check for $5,000 and a letter. "Dear Dad, this is the first repayment. $5,000. It's not enough. It'll never be enough. But it's what I can do right now. I'm sorry. I've said it before, but I need to say it again. I'm sorry I betrayed you. I'm sorry I was too weak to stand up to Quincy. I'm sorry you had to watch it happen on those cameras. But I'm not sorry it's over. The marriage, I mean. Some days I miss him. Most days I'm relieved. Dr. Chen says that's progress. I know things are weird between us. It's hard to look at you and not see everything I did wrong, but I'm working on it. Working on forgiving myself, so maybe someday I can forgive you too. Wait, that came out wrong. I'm saying I need to accept what happened and move forward. I love you, Dad, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when we don't know how to talk to each other anymore. We'll figure it out. We have to. We're family. Your daughter, Ramona P.S. Don't cash that check right away. I need it to clear this month's budget. But it's yours. It's always been yours. Classic Ramona. Even in apology letters, she's managing cash flow. Emotionally vulnerable and fiscally responsible in the same breath. I sat at my desk, letter in shaking hands. The check slipped onto the wood beside my puzzle box collection. Picked up my favorite brass box. 12 moves to open. Held it. Didn't try to solve it. Set it down. Looked at that photo instead. Ramona at 7. Gap-toothed smile. Holding my hand at her school magic show. The check stayed on my desk, uncashed. I didn't need the money, needed the gesture more. Some puzzles, I said to the empty room, don't have perfect solutions. You just make the best choice you can, and live with it. Through my window, Lemuel's kitchen light glowed. Faithful neighbor, unexpected ally. Tomorrow I'd wake alone, make coffee alone. But Ramona's letter would still be in my desk. That check would still be there, symbol of her intention to make amends. Justice was served, money returned, criminals punished. So why did the house feel emptier than before? Because some victories cost more than you budgeted for. You pay the price every day in moments of silence where laughter used to be. But there's the letter. There's, we'll figure it out. We're family. Small lights in darkness. Not enough to erase the pain, but enough, maybe, to find a path forward. If you like this story, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions of this story in the comments. To listen to the next story, click on the box on the left. Thank you.